Nice and comfy?
Yeah.
Yay. Fab.
Hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
You know, I love having a microphone that's like handheld.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel like a pop star more than like...
Have you ever seen such a beautiful night?
Oh, maybe
Hey
we should
now.
get those ones that
Hey
are...
now.
This is what...
Right?
Sing it, Sasa.
Hey now.
Welcome to GlowJob, the beauty podcast that's more than skin deep. We're the only podcast to make you hotter and smarter.
I know, that's what I feel when I wear a headset, is like, I feel like I am a pop star. And I was destined to be a pop star when I have the little mic over my face. Like,
It gets you in the mood for sure.
yeah. This gives me talk show host, but I'm into it. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited and so happy for you to be here. Let's just like hop right into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Walk us through who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Hey everyone, my name is Steve Kassajikian. I'm currently head of global artistry for Urban Decay Cosmetics. I live in Orange County, California, but I was born in the Middle East, but been living here since I was a year old. So I'm basically born and raised here. And I would be nowhere else because this is like my favorite place to be at.
So wait, Steve, where were you born?
I was born in Amman, Jordan. That's where my dad's from. But when I was a year old, while my mother was pregnant with my brother, we moved to Orange County, and I've been there my whole life.
Have you gone back to Jordan since?
No, because I don't have much family that I know out there. So whenever we do go back to the Middle East, it was always Syria, where my mom's from.
Got it.
And now most of our family's in Lebanon. So last time I was in Lebanon was in 2021.
I feel like I've heard that Lebanon is so much fun.
So much fun. I mean, it's beautiful. The people are amazing. The food,
The food is
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm not lying. I was there for like 11 days, gained like 8 pounds. But it was so worth it.
You know, it's so funny because like they say that like LA has every type of restaurant, New York too, right?
Yeah,
Like you can find like Lebanese food, like a lot of these smaller countries, but it's still never as good.
No, it wasn't. It was just the food there is just on another level. And also at the time I went, the dollar was not the best. So everything was cheap for us. So like I was waking up and going downstairs and grabbing like cheese bread for like $1. And I was just like, how can I not overeat? Everything's so cheap. And we would go out to eat and like order like half the menu. It would be like $45 US.
Oh my God.
So I was just like, we were overindulging for sure.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what does your role kind of like entail at Urban Decay? Walk us through it.
So currently in my role, I kind of wear many hats. Anything to do with the image of the brand, you'll see me, whether it's on social media with our team or doing any kind of social media content for retail partners like Sephora, Ulta, or even Mecca in Australia. I might help launch the brand in different countries. I do all media and publications on behalf of the brand. So I'll go to New York pretty often to meet with editors for desk sides. And I work with our product development team, our marketing team, all of our shoots when it comes to artistry point of view and direction, do influencer activations, be at meetings. I'm a great MC. So kind of anywhere that they want like a personality and someone to kind of entertain, it's me.
That's amazing. That is so much.
I know. It's like quite literally a laundry list.
But it's so fun.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I really love is that every week is different. So like everyone's like, what do you do on a weekly basis? I'm like, it depends. It depends. Do we have shoots happening that week? Do we have any activations? Am I traveling? Because I do travel pretty often. It keeps me like entertained and I never get bored of with what I do.
Okay, Steve, let's do something really fun really quick.
Okay.
Let's do a hit it or quit it on a couple of different trends. So these are going to be either beauty trends or just like cultural trends in general. But you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So first up, posting on close friends only. Hit it or quit it?
Hit it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's fun. Because sometimes I'm just like, first of all, I get excited. I'm like, ooh, I'm part of their close friends. And secondly, some of them is just so like scandalous. So I live for it.
But I hate when like people's close friends' stories are boring. Like, I feel like I want to be entertained. Like, I want to see some ass shaking. I want to see something controversial.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, girl, why is your meal that you're eating for lunch on your close friends.
I don't want to see your coffee order.
No one cares.
Yes. But I'm all about it.
How about microbangs?
Quit it.
Quit it?
Yeah, I think it had its moment, and I think it's fun for specific genres, but I'm not obsessed with it.
I feel like microbangs are like this generation's like side bangs.
Yeah, that feels accurate.
Like a very specific person gets them.
Yeah.
And then just for like a short period of time.
And not everyone can pull them off.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? So
not everyone should be allowed to have them.
correct. But some people kill it. And I'm like, okay, I'm really into it. But I think it's the ones that don't that really have me quit it.
How about Mob Wife?
Mob Wife? Like
The look.
Oh, okay. I was like the old TV show.
Oh, no, no. I meant like the makeup look. Like, you know, the
Mod
aesthetic?
life aesthetic.
Yes. I live for it.
Yeah.
So keep it. Yeah. I don't know, just so glam and baddie. Like I'm here for it.
All right, what about bleached brows?
Here for it.
Okay.
So I love it. I think it just elevates the look a lot of the time. It makes it super edgy. And I feel like it's an easy way to amp up or edge up your look without having to do a lot. And I just love the effect that it gives. And also it gives the illusion of like more lid space when you're doing makeup too. Yeah. I love it. I think it's like a fun way to like edge up your look.
When would you actually do a bleach brow? Like what kind of look would you be pulling together and using that?
I used to say like if you wanted to do something like a little bit more heavy metal and grunge, but nowadays I feel like even in high fashion beauty you see it, and like the no makeup looks you see it. So I don't think it really defines like a specific genre. I feel like it's more of a vibe. And I love doing it. I don't even have to bleach it. There's like so many techniques and tricks you can do with makeup to make your brows look bleached without having to physically bleach it.
Okay, so you like faux bleached yours?
Yeah, I've done that before with products that are specifically made to make your eyebrows look bleached. And it works great. There's a couple of makeup looks on my Instagram where it looks like my brows were bleached, but I just washed them off afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You can do it on dark hair?
Uh-huh.
I want to try.
I feel like you have to now.
Sounds kind of fun.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're so adventurous with makeup. Like every look, you've tried it and you've nailed it.
To me, makeup, it's like having fun, expressing yourself, but also like what other form of creativity can you do where like you can try anything? And hey, if it doesn't work out, you wipe it off, just wash it off.
Yes.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always say like old founder of Urban Decay, she used to always say like, if you want to try something out, try it on right before you go to bed. You're going to wash your face off anyway. So if you end up hating it, who cares? No one's going to see it.
That's like a trend on TikTok, like shower makeup. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, these girls, they do like the craziest looks and they're like, let's do like a shower makeup look because they're about to go shower.
Yeah.
So they just go crazy. Some of them will like literally paint their whole faces blue and do like an avatar look, but they're just trying, you know, like scratching that deep desire or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the perfect time because if you have like an idea or something you want to try in your mind, pop it on before you're going to wash your face because it's going to come right off anyways.
So Steve, when did you actually like get into makeup?
Growing up, it's something that fascinated me. I'm a huge mama's boy to this day. And growing up, like I was like attached at the hip to her. And I used to love being with her when she was getting ready. You know, she didn't wear a ton of makeup. My mom's had the same makeup on since I can remember. It's always like her liner, her neutral lip. She loves blush, and she would wear this specific green eyeshadow because every time she wore it, it would like make people compliment her eye color. Back in the day, she used to wear like all Maybelline. Now she wears all Urban Decay.
Of course.
We've converted her. But watching her and seeing the transformation, not only externally, but internally, like the confidence she would get putting makeup on really, really made me go, this is something fascinating and a world I kind of am interested in. I'm the oldest of three. So when she would be like, if you don't want to come to the store, you can stay here. I'll take your brothers. I would sneak into her room, try on her stuff, try on a little blush, wear my t-shirt over my head like it was a wig, and just have like a full-on concert in my room. I'm like, I know all the millennial gay boys understand what I'm saying. Okay, you wear their towel and then the shirt, but I just loved the transformation of makeup. So in high school, senior year, I was in theater, and I would like practice makeup with my friends, and I knew it was something I wanted to pursue, but after high school, I went to college for a year and all my friends were going and it's just something I wanted to experience. And after a year of being there, I was like, you know what? There's nothing I want to do with this college education. There's nothing I want to pursue. I wanted to be in beauty. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to drop out. And my parents like went nuts because they're very traditional Middle Eastern parents as well. And also in my culture, men don't do makeup. They're not a part of beauty. It's like a big taboo. And I said, I don't care. I'm going to do it. It's something I feel like I could be really good at and passionate about. So I left college. I was like, I'm going to go and apply at every makeup store and makeup counter inside. At the time, it was Southwest Plaza. I'm in Orange County. And I walked into the Macy's. I was like, where should I work? MAC was like God to me, makeup gods.
Yeah.
And you're talking, this is 2006.
Peak Mac time.
Yes. To me, they were too intimidating. I had no knowledge of makeup. I had no skill set. And I was just like, oh, if I'm going to go there, I need to learn the basics first before I can join a beast like MAC at the time. I'm 19, so I saw Benefit Cosmetics and I was like, ooh, they were all young and there was music being played at the counter and everyone was having a good time. Approached them, asked them if they were hiring, met with the business manager, got auditioned, hired on the spot. And then that's where my career in beauty began.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how long were you at Benefit for?
I was at Benefit for almost 2 years. And then in 2008, Urban Decay was launching in Macy's. So they had just opened up a counter and they were looking for their second location in Orange County. And I happened to be working in the store and one of the recruiters at the time came and were looking to see if they wanted to open up in that space. And I didn't realize who she was, and I pulled her trying to sell her Benefit. And she loved the fact that I was like so aggressive and out there and grabbing people, and we're just like, because they were kind of a similar format at Urban Decay. The CEO for Urban Decay at the time came from Benefit, and that's the kind of structure he had built there. When it came to his field team and the people on the sales floor. So they loved that I was already trained that way. And she was just like, what's your name? I'm with Urban. We're going to open up here. Come work for us. And I was just like, whoa, who is this lady? What's going on? I'm just trying to sell you a concealer here. And then we met the next time she visited. And I always felt like Urban Decay was like such a cool and fun brand. At the time, like everyone working for them, you have to remember in 2008, the industry was very different. And, everyone who worked at Urban Decay had colorful hair, tattoos, piercings, and that's so common and normal now. But in 2008, it was not. In 6 days, it'll be 17 years with Urban Decay.
Wow. 17?
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds so impressive.
I was like, I started when I was 10, right?
Yeah, exactly. Duh, naturally. Wait, so like when I think about Urban Decay, I think the same thing, like especially back then in like 2008-ish, Urban Decay was so cutting edge. Like even with the branding, the type of people that would wear, it was very edgy. It was like on the forefront of everything that was cool. Now that you've been there 17 years, I'm thinking about the recent campaign that you guys did, which we want to get into because talk about edgy, that it was definitely caught some eyeballs. I think one of the things about being cool is ephemeral. Like it doesn't last forever. There is sometimes an expiration date on what is considered cool. So how does a brand like Urban Decay try to keep that essence, but also not be like too try hard, if that makes sense?
Not only has the brand evolved and changed so much, next year will be 30 years since Urban Decay first launched, which is insane.
It doesn't seem like that.
I know, right? They
doesn't
launched
at
in
all.
96. And at that time, mid-90s, the whole beauty landscape was like pinks and pastels.
Like Bobbi Brown, Clinique.
Correct.
That's what I think of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the reason why Urban Decay even came into the world and was born is because there was such a missing piece in the beauty industry where our founder at the time was just like, where are like these cool edgy shadows and shimmers and cool textures and colors that like I can't find anywhere, duochrome shades, things that look like an oil slick or like the colors of a rusted pipe. Like she's just like, these are the kind of shades I want. She's just like, so I can't find it, I'm going to make it. And that's kind of what was the reasoning behind creating Urban Decay. So it was always been a brand that has never followed the rules, never went after conformity. We were always like, don't cover your flaws, but show the world who you truly are. We're here to break it up and interrupt the modern standard of what beauty is. So throughout the years, Urban Decay has always tried to keep true to that. Evolution is in our DNA. So as beauty evolves, so have we. And we've grown so much as a company. I mean, from when I first started to now, it's like insane how much the company's grown. But also it's been so cool because I feel like I've grown up with the brand. So it's like siblings growing up together. One thing that's always going to be constant is change. So you have to embrace it. And as the beauty landscape has changed, we try to stay up to date and change as well. We started off with beauty with an edge and being rebellious and fun. With makeup changing so much, I mean, makeup changes like for a year from now, it'll be completely different.
Totally.
So it's like constantly trying to make sure that you are not only staying up to date, but you are figuring out what the next trend is going to be before it even happens.
And I think that's why like Urban Decay being edgy, like that's what your thing is, right? Like so many other brands will glob onto like some other trend at the time, but that trend will fade. But edginess is like kind of constantly changing. But what I've always liked about Urban Decay, it's like it's makeup that's actually makeup, right? You know, it's not trying to be so much like that clean girl aesthetic. Yes, you can use it for that. But, you know, I personally like makeup that looks like makeup, like kind of like the artistry behind it.
You used to like know us just for color. And I feel like throughout the year, especially like after the launch of Naked, they realized that we can be on both spectrums, where we still can have that funky, fun edginess and color.
And glam,
Yes, and be full glam, but also you can also use the products in your everyday realm for clean girl makeup.
I remember when the Naked palette first came out, and it was like mind fucking blown. And every single human being
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Everyone on YouTube was like, the Naked palette, the Naked palette.
Wait, I bet you have some good stories.
Okay, so the crazy thing is there are still like a small amount of us with the brand that have been here pre-Naked palette era. Not only did that palette, and it's crazy to think it's just a 12-pan eyeshadow palette, changed the trajectory of the brand, but also it like completely turned the makeup world upside down and like changed the industry forever. That was the first time Urban Decay had ever launched a full palette of just neutrals, because prior to that, every palette always had one or two fun pops of color. And the whole thing behind it was, at the time, our founder and her two product development girls, she was just like, if you guys were going to go and be trapped on a desert island, what 4 neutrals would you take with you? So they all picked their neutrals, brought it on, put it on the table, and the 12 shades next to each other. She was just like, instead of a quad, this would make a good 12-pan eyeshadow palette. She's like, because these colors are great together. So they kind of rearranged them in the way they would want to. There was one dupe that they took out and replaced. They're like, maybe we should launch this. It was only supposed to be a drop seasonal palette. It launched in the fall of 2010. They're like, we made a batch of them. Let's send them out. They're like, we think they'll do it well. Because again, it was our first time doing neutrals in the way we thought that wasn't boring. And yeah, it landed, and it was like an overnight phenomenon.
Why do you think it was so wildly popular?
One, I think there were not that many palettes being done at the time, and we were kind of known for palettes because we were doing I don't know if you remember, we had like our Book of Shadows at the time and our Vice palettes, which a lot of people weren't doing big blockbuster palettes like that. I feel like they were neutral, but they were like edgy because they had like different kind of textures and shimmers, and people weren't putting all of those type of neutrals together. It became the palette that I feel like suited everyone and that anyone can use. The craze for it was insane. At the time, I was in the field. So I was being a rep for Urban Decay in stores, and people were like fighting over this palette.
I believe it.
I had one, and woman was like trying to buy it off of me. It was
Your used palette?
It was crazy. She was just like, I need it for my daughter for Christmas. It's all she wants. It was like a phenomenon. Like, we couldn't believe it. And then the brand was just like, whoa, we have something here. Like, we got to make this permanent. And then that's how Naked was born, and it like almost became its own franchise within the brand.
I mean, Naked, Naked Heat, Naked Reloaded, so many of them.
Yeah, and then we did Naked 2, because then people were just like, oh, this is warm. And it's so funny to think that the Naked palette was considered a warm palette when it first launched. Even we were just like, whoa, this palette is so warm. And now you look at it, I'm like, this palette is not warm at all, right?
Yeah.
It's so neutral. So then we came out with Naked 2, which was cool. Then we came up with Naked 3. And when Naked 3 launched at the time, you're looking at, I think 2012, it was like the biggest product launch in cosmetic history at that time. And because I think that one SKU did like an insane amount in like a few weeks. And it's crazy to think like how big Naked got.
And then you guys like relaunched it recently.
Yeah. And, you know, we finally put it to rest and we had a funeral for Naked. If you remember that campaign with Nicole Richie burying the palette. It was so iconic. But again, you have to evolve and like move on and grow. But ever since it's been gone, everyone was just like, bring it back the Naked palette, bring it back. We want the Naked palette. So last year, we were like, let's reformulate it. Because when we made that in 2010, ingredients and everything and technology for eyeshadow was so different. So they were like, let's do a reformulated, enhanced version of it with new shadow technology and all of the new ingredients you can use to make eyeshadows even more creamier, buttery, and more pigmented. We kept its original packaging with the velvet. And we brought it back for a limited time last year and people went nuts for it. I think it was such a nostalgic moment. And a lot of beauty lovers and people who started in makeup always say that was my first luxury palette. And that was a lot of people's first purchase to Urban Decay. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was so nostalgic and people just remember using that palette in so many eras of their life.
That's so sweet. And I hope like buying the new palette encouraged people to like throw out the original one because I know so many people that like keep them for so long.
I still have my original.
No.
Do you really? Do you still use it?
No, but I'm such a hoarder. I can't throw it away.
Well, that's like memorabilia because that was probably one of the first ones released. But like, I know some people keep a palette for like, decade. All right, Steve. So we want to ask, because we know that you have the entire inside scoop, but Sasa mentioned it earlier. We want to know more details about the Ari Krysta collab.
I was so excited about this because when the brand pitched it, I was just like, this is brilliant. Ari has been pretty vocal online about brands not wanting to work with her because of her career and her background and what she does.
And for the listener, in case you guys don't know who Ari is, she is a very popular creator on OnlyFans.
But also TikTok. And I feel like her TikTok audience is like all girls.
Yeah.
Right?
And, she does. Yes, her majority is creating content on OnlyFans, and as she calls herself, a mattress actress.
Yes.
Which I love. She's so fun. But, she covers everything. Lifestyle, beauty. She loves makeup. But a lot of companies and brands have viewed her as like taboo. They're just kind of scared to step into that space. But when she was vocal online about brands not really collaborating with her or reaching out to her, and she's just like, I don't understand, why are people on OF like view it as like such taboo? We were just like, she is just like everything we stand for. She is just like badass chick who's like not following the trends, doing her own thing. She loves beauty. Like, why not work with her? Made it happen. She came on set, and honestly, such a fun, cool, like down-to-earth girl.
I mean, if I had to pair her with like any makeup brand, I would pick Urban Decay.
Yeah.
I feel like even with like some of your products, they're like really popular in the adult industry.
Yeah.
So it's like an easy one.
Yeah. And Urban Decay's always had like provocative like names and, innuendos and like even, our brow products are based off of like pink furry box. So,
Wait, really?
Yeah, like Big Bush. Like our Big Bush brow gel. And then, you have your brow blade shades. You have Neutral Nana, Cafe Kitty, Ginger Snap, Taupe Trap.
Am I just so naive that I didn't realize that?
I think so.
Did everybody else know but me?
But, we're always like,
cheeky.
Yeah, it's always cheeky and like always like, pushing the boundaries and like, being fun and having a good time with makeup. That's all it's about. So we love the little catchy names or the innuendos that people might not catch.
Yeah, me, clearly.
So Steve, I know you grew up in Orange County, but do you spend a lot of time in LA?
Yes. I work out here a lot. And then, a lot of the times events and shoots and everything happen in LA. So I'm out here pretty often.
What do you think is like the best spot to meet a guy in LA?
Baby, you tell me. I'm single. I'm looking. I'm ready.
Steve is available.
I feel like it's kind of easier maybe to date in LA. I feel like in Orange County, like I'm just like, where are the people, even anyone like I match with on the apps or whatever, they happen to be in LA. Yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to find like quality people who are also like at a place in life where they're established, career driven, kind of like have, in a sense, their shit together. I feel like that's kind of hard to find. So if anybody knows anywhere that I can find a decent person, let me know.
Girl, I feel you. I mean, I feel like that is such a thing. It's just like finding someone that has their shit together in the same way that like you do can be really hard. But like, do you find that easier or harder to date in Orange County versus LA? Or is it the same?
Kind of equivalent, but I feel like I meet more people in LA than I do in Orange County, which would be nice to meet someone in Orange County because, you know, LA's not that far, but with the traffic, it can be such a nightmare.
It's like a long distance relationship for sure.
Yeah. Basically.
Literally, I've actually been shocking myself and been more of like the person who approaches people, which I've never been that way recently.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know what? I was like, what do I have to lose?
Yes.
Like, shoot your shot. But I was just like, I think the fear of rejection always stopped me from like approaching people. But I was just like, who cares? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're either going to say, one, they're already in a relationship. Two, they're not interested. And if that's the case, who cares? Like, move on and enjoy the rest of your night.
So when did you actually start initiating, right? Like when you were going out and stuff?
About February, March, I was just like, let me get on the apps and see what's out there. I was just like, I felt like I was at a good place. I like took time for myself and just like focused on my health and my fitness and focusing on my priorities. And I was just like, okay, I'm ready to have some fun. I was like, let me meet some people, have a cute makeout sesh here and there.
Yeah.
And so I'd say about like May-ish, I was just like, you know what? Like, I just feel like I can be more active in like approaching people. I just went up to someone I thought was cute and I was just like, hey, I think you're good looking and, you know, what's your name? And then we started talking, asked for the phone number, and I was just like, okay, that was not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
You went up to this guy and you were like, hey, I find you attractive. What's your name? Like literally that was it?
Yeah. Super easy. I was just like, okay. I was like, why do we overcomplicate things?
Yes.
I'm like, it's not that difficult. Just like,
I like your face.
Yeah. And like, you know, I felt like they looked at me at one point, we locked eyes. So I was just like, oh, okay. Even like 2 months ago, I was at a work dinner and the waiter was so cute. And I was just like, towards the end, we kind of like talked a little bit. And I'm just like, I think he's into it. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask for his phone number. I was like, hey, you know, I think you're good looking. You know, maybe we can hang sometime. Can I get your number? He was like, yeah, of course. And that was it. And I was just like, and you know, we hung out and we had a great time. And I was just like, okay, it's really not that scary once you get out of your head. I feel like a lot of the times we are our own like worst enemy and we stop ourselves from doing things because, again, fear, whether it's rejection or anxiety or just approaching someone. Once you get out of that mindset, you like free yourself up for so much more and you allow things to come in.
That makes so much sense. And I also feel like there's like this trend of people moving away from the apps and just like wanting to meet people in the wild again. And so I know people that have like deleted their apps. And they're just like, I'm only going for like the organic thing. But I think like the most try to do like a blend. Yeah.
The apps are pretty stale for me right now. So I'm loving just like when I'm out, just like seeing if I can meet someone while I'm out. And, you know, sometimes it can just be a one date thing and that's fine too.
Yeah.
You just you can't force anything. I just kind of see how it goes and just take it from there. I'm open for anything. I'm open for love. After a lot of self-reflection, I'm just like, to have someone would be nice, but I don't need someone.
Yes.
Because I'm very content with my life and where I am at life. And I'm just having so much fun and enjoying things that, again, if someone's going to come into it, they need to add to it, not take from it.
More power to that. Yeah. I'm here for it.
Totally.
Right?
But like getting out of your own mind, like truly sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
Yes.
Like our harshest critic, our like biggest, I don't know, like ball and chain, you know?
Like if somebody went up to you at a bar and said like, oh, I think you're attractive, you know, would you be mean to them? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't be mean to them.
Right? You know, like if I wouldn't do that to somebody else, like why would they do that to me? You know? That's kind of how I think of it.
And like, you know, wouldn't that feel good if someone came up to you and was like, hey, I think you're good looking. Like, you know, I'd like to talk to you. I'm just like, that's always going to be flattering, whether you're into them or not.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. But I also feel that when it came to dating, you know, I feel like sometimes we create this illusion of the perfect person and what we want, and we have all of these like boxes that need to be checked. And that really does hinder us from like giving people the chance or being open to getting to know people that might not fit that criteria that you just have implanted in your head. So, which I did for a long time. I was just like, I want that person to be like this and this and this and this. And once I kind of let that go, it allowed me to open myself up to meet people that might have not been my type in my head, but then we end up like having such a great connection. And I would never be open to it in the past. And I've been able to free myself from, there doesn't need to be a checkbox. Yes, of course, you want them to be compatible in many aspects and ways. And you guys have to be on the same like field when it comes to like certain aspects of life. Overall, you're never going to find somebody who's going to check off every single box that you have in this like fantasy world of the perfect relationship.
That is so true. Dating advice with Steve.
Yeah.
I love it.
And my last relationship was my first one where we lived together. I'm a Capricorn, so I like everything.
Me too.
Yes. So I like everything like a specific way.
Yeah.
I'm very like organized, clean person. Like everything has its place and everything needs to go back to that place after it's been used. And like, so when someone moved in, it allowed me to have to give up control, which I think was a really good thing. Because I was like, you know what? If he doesn't want his skincare shelf to be color coordinated and all facing the same way, it's okay. I'm like, it's not the end of the world. I'm like, he has his own system and that's fine.
It's wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah. I'm like, if he doesn't like folding his jeans the way I like to fold my jeans, it's okay. I'm like, will I refold them? Yes, but it's okay.
That's love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah. You just realize like a lot of things are like, it gets compromised, but also it's like not that important. You find the things that matter the most and you just figure out what works for each other.
What are some trends right now in beauty that you are into, and then some that you are just like so over?
What I'm loving right now is that I feel like there is this momentum and this like want and desire to bring back like fun makeup, because I feel like makeup has kind of been really boring for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, like, of course we entered this like no makeup, clean girl makeup era during COVID, and it all made sense. And like, you know, we were wearing masks and people were kind of staying home and not going out as much. So like less was more. But the kind of like once things went back up and running, I feel like that continued on. Yeah, I just haven't been excited that much about a lot of trends and makeup. You know, there was the espresso makeup trend, the strawberry makeup trend, which was all things that we have seen and done for years.
Yeah.
Just with
Espresso makeup's just brown eyeshadow.
correct. You know, the strawberry makeup was just a monochromatic pink look. And, you know, and which, you know, all beautiful, but things that TikTok, you put a new name on it and it becomes a trend. And it's, you know, also the new generation wasn't kind of around when those looks were happening.
They're
so it's like rediscovery all over again. But now I feel like people want to full beat again. They want makeup, they want glam, they want the shimmer, the color, the fun makeup, and that's what I'm excited for. And, you know, I feel like that's the direction we're going in, and I can't wait for it. I hate like the crazy eyebrow trends.
Oh yeah, like a squiggly eyebrow. And
Yeah,
stuff
like
that.
a fishtail eyebrow. Like, I'm just like, no one wants that. No one's gonna do that. Or like the trends, like wearing like 20 pumps of foundation.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
You know, she copped to the Meredith influencer. She copped to like not actually applying all 20 pumps.
That makes
Do you
sense.
remember that?
It's like too much makeup.
no. Yes.
It just looks fun. You know, it's just visually compelling because you're like, ooh, look at that. It's like Play-Doh or something.
No, it was like during that phase where everyone thought that TikTok was going to go away for good. And so she made a little TikTok and she's like, well, now that it's all over, I didn't use all 20 pumps. And there was like a bunch of TikTokers. That
I remember
they're
this.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then it came back less than 24 hours
You're like,
later.
yeah.
And I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
I love that the person pops up though and is just like, hey, you've been scrolling for a while. And I'm like, when that happens, I'm like, oh God, it's time to put my phone down. Has that ever happened to you?
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Oh, then you're
then,
normal.
Yeah, then you haven't scrolled enough.
Wait, what? Yes.
What happened?
If you're on for a certain period of time, like scrolling, a thing pops up and she's like, hey, like you've been scrolling like for a long time.
And it's the same girl every time.
Yes.
Really? And she's like not judgmental, but concerned and stern. She's like, hey, you might want to.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I've never watched the full video. Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, okay.
I scroll past her.
Yeah.
I'm like,
sometimes I do, but sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe it's time. Or I'll be like, 5 more minutes. It's like, a kid before bedtime.
Yeah.
And you're like,
No.
"Oh, just 5 more minutes, Mom." I was like, that's me with scrolling on TikTok.
Oh my gosh, wait. I thought I spent a lot of time on TikTok, but I still haven't reached the one.
Not as
yet.
much as us.
I know. You're in the normal tank, but I've seen, or like the bouncing orange ball. That's like another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've gotten that too.
There's a couple.
I've gotten that too. But you know what? I love the algorithm because it does give me a lot of beauty, which I love.
What's something you've learned from like Gen Z or Gen Alpha about makeup? Like that they're doing something differently that you're like, ooh, that's not a bad idea.
I think the biggest takeaway I get is not being such a perfectionist. I feel like the millennials in our generation, we were like nitpick and make sure everything is so precise and perfect. And I think with the world of TikTok, it showed us that it doesn't have to be. Like the aesthetic doesn't have to be like so perfect and like magazine worthy. It's helped me kind of step back in being so nitpicky with what I do and trying to be such a perfectionist and just like letting it flow more.
That's more fun, right? Like I feel like that's very Gen Z.
Yeah. And also like not to take it so serious because I feel like I used to like be like, no, this is my art form. This is my job.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, have fun with it. It's like really not that serious.
Yeah. It's makeup. It's
yeah,
fun.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. So what's one trend that you think looks good on everybody?
Honestly, like the sultry Siren eye look, I feel like it elongates the eyes perfectly. Doesn't matter what kind of eye shape you have. It works for like any occasion and it works on like all ages. It is an easy way to like sexify your eye and like give you this like beautiful, like soft, sultry look without it being so overboard.
When
Okay.
you say soft, sultry, like what does that mean? Or
Like it, because I feel like the Siren eye really helps to elongate the eyes and gives you more of this like snatched look.
what is the Siren look? Like break it down for me.
It's where you extend your liner, like kind of your eyeshadow shape outward here, so that you're elongating your eyes.
Oh, both ends.
Yes, and like you're giving yourself like a little lift because everything in the Siren eye goes upward.
Uh-huh.
So the way you do your concealer is up, your cheek is up, your contour is going upward, so that it helps to snatch and elongate the face.
Interesting. Okay, we'll have to give it a try.
Yeah,
Even the inner corner, you pull it out?
yeah, you pull out here too.
I've seen that. I've tried to do it.
Yeah, kind of like it's like almost like a
It's like
a
point.
modernized cat eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Like,
Yeah.
okay, wait, I'm actually trying to figure this out. Like, is it like you do like a liquid and on the corner?
Yeah, you can do or a pencil,
pencil, and
too,
you just
whichever
kinda
you prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just got to make sure it's like sharp.
Very
Yeah,
sharp.
very
Yeah.
You can even, if you're not a pro at liquid, you can do a pencil and even trace it with a liquid.
Mm.
I would say when I first started doing makeup back in the day, I used to be so terrified of doing eyeliner on women, especially liquid eyeliner, because I really wasn't good at it and didn't know how, that I used to convince women not to buy it. And I'd be like, are you sure you want to do that? I'm like, it might make your eyes look really small. Have you ever heard about tight lining? And they'd be like, no, what's that? I'm like, that's easy. You just put the pencil inside. And then finally, I started practicing with a pencil first because it's so much more forgiving.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I used to do pencil and I would trace the liquid on top of the pencil.
That's smart.
That's
And
what
then-
I do.
Yeah. And then once I got to a place where I felt comfortable doing liquid on its own, now it's like a breeze. But that was like my transition of learning how to do liquid eyeliner
Funny.
or like a winged eyeliner.
I mean,
love-
it's a journey.
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
like mastering the wing. I've
Yeah.
been doing it for since high school, but it's like the only makeup look I know. So I'm like, I can do it in the car now, but
Yeah. But hey, it's a good look to know.
All right, Steve. So what is your favorite Urban Decay product?
Oh, this is so hard because it's like asking, what's your favorite child? But if I had to choose one product, I would have to say it's the 24/7 pencils, eye and lip, because they're amazing. They glide on like butter. They set after a minute so you can have playtime to smudge and smoke out. But I use them, as a liner, but I use them as shadow bases. I use them to kind of create a different like shape, or if I want to do a cut crease, or if I want to do something a little bit more like artistic. They're just my go-tos, and they're such a staple in my kit, and they come in so many different shades. So the pencils are everything.
Okay, before we wrap up, we're going to do a quick rapid fire.
Yes, these are fun. Okay, give it to me.
First question is a marry, kill question.
Ooh.
So marry, kill, outfit, makeup, or hair.
Okay, I'm going to say marry makeup, outfit, kill hair because I'm bald.
I was like realizing that halfway through the question.
I was like, I have no hair. I don't have to deal with hair. So fuck it.
How many steps are in your skincare routine?
There is cleanse, essence, tone, eye cream, serum, moisturizer, and then oil on my beard. So 7.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Right? I feel like that's like your basics, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we know people with like a 20-step routine. We're like far beyond the 10-step at this point.
No, for me, I feel like the more I put on, the less effects I get. So I try to keep it minimal, but I have to have at least serums and moisturizers. And,
totally.
Yeah.
Next question. Are you more of a morning person or a night owl?
I'm a morning person. I'm up like 6, 7 the latest.
So what's the first thing you do when you wake up? Like very first thing?
Check my phone. And then after that, I get up, brush my teeth, wash my face. And then if I'm going to go to the gym, I'll get ready for the gym. Or if it's a super early like call time for a shoot, I'll just get ready for whatever I need to be. If I'm off that day, then it's always the gym.
What is a desert island beauty product you would have that's not Urban Decay?
One is, I know you only asked for one, but my 2 obsessions that I love is the watermelon glow mist spray by Glow Recipe. So that's one. I love using that just on my bare skin, not only just because it smells good, but I love using it on top of powders because it really helps to melt the powder into the skin.
Yeah.
And 2 is the Slip Tint Concealer by Say.
What's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
I would tell him to stay focused. Don't second guess yourself. Go after what you want, and don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Because a lot of the time and throughout my journey, I was always a yes man and wanting to do a good job, please everybody, but never vocal about opportunity or what I want. So once I began to express the things I wanted and where I wanted to be is when things started happening for me. So I would tell them, be vocal, relay what you want, communicate, always stay true to who you are, and follow your gut because it's typically always right. And when you sense something is off, then call it out rather than ignoring it.
Thank you so much, Steve. This is so fun.
So much fun. It's literally like hanging out and just like talking with my girlfriends.
Yeah, just gabbing.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a blast.
Thanks, Steve.